But he finally got his dunk on Mount Matumbo.
Messenger Matt was the shit, fam. Here lies a 2K YouTuber that was way ahead of his time, doing things that 10 years later I still can't figure out how he managed, and from what I was able to dig up, he didn't even have the proper technology to do it with. And he's also one of the earliest members of the 2K community. I'm talking like the first video on his channel has an even older date than Chris Smoove's first video. This dude is like one of the fucking primes that you found out existed before all the other Transformers. So the gist of his channel was basically that he took Michael Jordan in 2K, actually even before they had Michael Jordan in 2K, and he made really authentic recreations of pretty much all of Michael Jordan's greatest moments. And not even just his moments, he did commercials too. So I wanted to make this video because although shout out to D Brown Shinhan, he actually did a video talking about Messenger Matt and how nobody knew him. I wanted to show off some specific things in his work and just explain how hard they were to actually do, especially given the time period that he was doing them in, and given how accurate he was with what he had to work with. And before I get into any of the videos, the one premise that I want to put out there is that I was able to find a comment from him where he said that to capture this footage, he was like plugging things to his TV and getting the footage on his DVD and then ripping it off of his DVD to his computer and then editing it. So he didn't have all these nice fancy Elgato recorders that we all have today. This man was like using dinosaur technology and still created stuff that I don't think it's been done again since then. And I will elaborate on that more throughout the video because that becomes even more impressive when you see what he was actually able to do. So let's start with the oldest video on his channel, which was Michael Jordan's game winner from 11 years ago. And I'm not going to spend too much time on his 2K8 recreations because just by virtue of the time period these were made in, he didn't have a whole lot to work with. But he was still able to crank out a good amount of recreations in a game that didn't even have Jordan yet. I actually remember going to YouTube and finding out how to create Michael Jordan, so that's probably how he did it. But as you see here, he was able to create like the shot from the '98 finals. He did the layup against the Lakers, and I guess the animation wasn't actually in the game, so he did some editing trick there. But anyways, like I said, this stuff is just good for the fact that there was no MJ and there was really no MJ animations. And there weren't a whole lot of legends in the game either, so he had to put in some serious work to get these things to look anything like they did in real life. And now I'm actually going to skip all the other 2Ks and just go straight to 2K11. Maybe I'll do some of the 9 and 10 videos at the end. But 11 is really where his best work came because it's not by coincidence, that's the game that actually had Michael Jordan in it. So he spent some years improving, and by the time they gave this man an actual MJ model to do work with, he did things I can't even explain. Mainly the MJ vs. MJ commercial. I'm sure you have all seen that famous commercial where he's playing his doppelganger, or his clone rather, in NBA 2K11 with ripping footage off of DVDs. He recreated this thing damn near scene for scene. And do you know what's amazing about that? First of all, I can't even really explain how he got two MJs in the gym together. From what I can remember about most 2Ks in NBA 2K11, you can have like a practice mode or a shoot around, and in some of the 2Ks I know they have like ball boys, like some of your teammates. They're there to pass you the ball, but they never leave the baseline. So here he's got two MJs doing everything they did in the commercial. He's got their mouths moving, which I absolutely can't explain, because I do know that during regular games they talk, but this is not a regular game. So the only way I could explain it would be through roto brushing. Point is, it takes a really long time to do, and given how good this looks, I highly doubt that's what he did. This looks like two people in the game actually playing against each other. As a matter of fact, yeah, it's impossible because you see them like stealing the ball. That couldn't have happened with roto brush, I don't think anyways. Not at the amateur level. But the most impressive parts of this come at the end. He nails the part where Jordan blocks the ball off the goal, which that part could have been roto brushed. But then you've got the scene where they actually talk to each other. MJ even did the fucking facial expression, man. How are they in an empty gym together and talking and MJ's doing facial expressions? There was no part of the game where you could just go in and have that happen. That doesn't happen, fam. That's from the commercial. And then after that, he's got them sitting on the bench with Gatorade bottles in their hands. Now that can be done with Photoshop, but again, moving the heads and talking, Jordan comes over in the Carolina jersey, which I can actually see that's Photoshop. I can explain how that one happened. And then watch this part at the end.
What? Who's got next? Get your young butt out there.
Back when I was doing the Three Kings in New York, I literally spent the whole day trying to figure out what he did to Jordan to make him do that animation where he like blows air out of his nose. Matter of fact, it's not an animation, that's actually an edit. I think you can kind of see that. Fam, I don't know what he did, but he did a lot of stuff that the game should have made impossible. I don't remember a part of 2K11 where you could have just went in and recreated this, and to have them talking, I don't even know, man. So that's by far his most beautiful creation ever. But then he's got the Maybe It's My Fault commercial. And most of the commercial is just stuff that he had already created. But at the end, again, he's in a gym talking to LeBron. Now, one thing I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video is that I also did find a comment from him saying that he did not do this on PC. This was from PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, I don't remember that part. I just remember he said he didn't have mods. Now, if you have mods, this is very easy to explain. Without mods, I don't have a clue. Again, Michael's mouth is moving. They're in an empty gym setting, which I don't know where this is at, so they actually might be rotor brushed here since they're not actually moving. The Jordan commercial, that's probably impossible to rotor brush at all, but here I can see that. And MJ is wearing MJ attire. Don't know where he got it from. Obviously Photoshop is involved here somewhere, but the part I really spent time trying to figure out, MJ leaning in and looking like he's talking, like it's a part of the game. It doesn't look like some edit. Maybe you can explain the talking part by just saying he roto brushed it out of a regular game where he was talking in a huddle or something. But again, leaning forward, looking damn near directly at LeBron, facial expressions changing. Don't have a clue how he did this with NBA 2K11. They didn't provide tools for this, and without a PC. In the talking basketball commercial, he recreates the scene where Michael Jordan is on the ground crying after he wins the championship, and that is clearly the Jordan model from 2K11. Now I can definitely see, I have an idea how he did this one. I know Photoshop is involved, I can kind of see it a little bit. Then with a little bit of editing in Premiere or After Effects, this one, I can actually see how he did this one. But again, the fact he's doing it back then and ripping it from a DVD, even though I think I can kind of tell what was going on here, his creative level was off the fucking charts with this. So yeah, that's the gist of it. I highly recommend you go around and take a look at his videos. I promise you that they're timeless. All I really went over in this video were the super complicated edits, but what was even harder is how accurately he was able to recreate these moments. People look like they're in the right places, the moves look exactly how they happen in real life. It's one thing to trigger an animation from Jordan himself, but for the other players, for the defenders to always be where they're supposed to be. Like I think a great one is the video where he's on Washington and he gets blocked by Ron Artest, I believe, and he chases the guy down and he grabs it off the backboard. Probably some editing involved here too, but still, it looks so close to what happened in real life. And this is with such an old game. And so he has a lot of recreations like that. And even if there aren't a whole lot of edits involved with those, because I think some of those are just triggering animations, still crazy the detail that he was able to get. Like there's one where I can kind of see the edit. It's where he's in the Utah game, I believe it's the flu game video, and he's even got Jordan's mistakes. One where he got stripped, the other where he tried to like lay it up or do a floater I guess, and it just flew across the backboard, or I guess it airballed and hit the backboard, I don't know, something like that. I can kind of see the edit, but still really creative how he did it. Man, he's even got the towel over his head. I know for a fact that did not happen in 2K. And yeah, that you can see that that's actually like a real towel, but still, that's awesome, man. Anyways, I could go on with the accuracy of these videos forever. What I will say is take a look at them for yourself. I'm gonna link his channel in my comment section and in the description, because this guy was really slept on. I don't know where he is or if he plans on ever coming back, but he only was able to get 14,000 subscribers, so dudes were sleeping on this guy, man. His videos did get a lot of views, but a lot of people didn't sub. And it seems like this specific lane, it seems like it really is slept on, because Shady is a very good editor as well. He's basically like our modern day Messenger Matt, and I would say he slept on. So yeah, if Messenger is out there lurking and he just so happens to stumble upon this video, I would request that he please hit me up on some form of social media. Like, I'm not even kidding, back in 2015, when I came across these videos again, it was like finding dinosaur bones, and you see what was there, and you see something amazing was there, and you're trying to put it together in your mind and exactly what happened, and no matter what, you just don't have the definitive answer. So yeah, I still have like 3-year-old questions that are unanswered that I would love answered. So, and if not, I know magicians don't like to give up their tricks. Honestly, I'm happy enough just giving some exposure to this channel because it is a gold mine. He is one of the earliest members of the 2K community, and I don't think he's very well recognized, especially since people have grown up and there's a new generation on YouTube. Yeah, I just wanted to shine a light on this because it's quality stuff, so like I said, the link will be down there for you to go search around yourself, and you will not be disappointed, I promise.